The next operation consists of transporting module barges, boats that will contain the modules of the plant. These 14 P&U barges, built in different parts of the world, have multiple functions. Above each pile, a kind of winch is positioned, called a strand jack system, that has the task of enabling the lifting of the various modules. The module barges are positioned between the piles thanks to the use of 2 tugboats. Each barge is equipped with 8 hydraulic pins which are connected to the strand jacks located on the piles. All the lifting operations are monitored by remote control thanks to a specially dedicated software. Stoppers stabilize the barges and permit them to be welded and definitively installed. To complete the Piles and Flares project, 2 flare towers and 2 flare jackets will be fabricated, transported and then installed. The Kashagan project also involved the drilling section. On behalf of Agip KCO, the drilling and extraction facilities were installed on Island D. The drilling activity, lasting around 5 years, will be carried out in the Kashagan field using 2 rigs belonging to the client. Agip KCO assigned to one consortium made up of Ersai and the Norwegian company Aker Kværner a contract regarding the hookup and commissioning for offshore facilities and the related completion onshore.
This will be a work that will need from our side around 2,000 people to work in the island itself, so the logistical problem in order to give lodging and feeding to all these people will be one of the key issues of the future project.
I can say that at the moment ESI as a local contractor is one of the biggest contractors to Agip KCO. With the participation of Aker Kværner, we are currently working on the hookup and commissioning project, which is considered one of the biggest projects within the Kashagan project itself. We have expanded our fleet and we are bidding for other projects for Kashagan and other clients in the Caspian.
During the 2008 summer period, the fiber optic cable laying was continued, starting from the limit of the transition area to complete the full distance from the onshore terminal up to the island where J-tubes were previously installed to accommodate the tail portion of the cables. The J-tubes were part of the multiple battery of shore approaches laid by the Castoro 12 during the same season, including the shore portion of 8 and 28-inch lines eventually tied into the rest of offshore trunk lines. At this stage, the offshore trunk lines were completed all the way from Island D to the mainland, where the onshore portion previously installed was already tested and dried. Finally, at the end of summer and until November 2008, the hydro testing and pre-commissioning activities of the offshore portion were performed, the trunk lines connected to the onshore portion, and final drying, nitrogen purging and packing completed. At the same time, all of the onshore installations were also completed and pre-commissioned. This includes the 5 valve stations with their remote telecommunication and control systems, the 10 kV overhead power line providing energy to all stations and to the cathodic protection system, the service road providing permanent access to all locations. At the end of 2008, the trunk lines, being the main part of the original project scope, were completely installed with all their ancillary facilities and utilities, pre-commissioned and ready for the client to receive them for their operations, leaving for the following year only the installation of the intrafield lines, cables and umbilicals between the 2 islands. Our professionalism and competitiveness are also linked to the close attention that the company pays to environmental and safety issues. The attention paid to safety has led to a remarkable reduction in work-related incidents. In particular, during the last 2 years, we have witnessed a notable decline in accidents. Kazakhstan is a fascinating land, rich from the environmental standpoint, which poses problems for whoever has to undertake offshore and onshore operations. Frequent floods, variations in sea level, the presence of shallow waters, extreme temperatures, and the necessity of limiting discharges and emissions of any kind presented tough challenges for our group. The success of the Kashagan project did not depend only on achieving set objectives for on- and offshore activities, but also extended to Saipem's ability to bring the works to completion without harming the natural equilibrium. Saipem's competitive edge is being able to realize projects even where the climatic and environmental conditions are anything but optimal and require a big effort before, during, and after the operations. The know-how acquired by Saipem in the past, particularly in the Kashagan project in Kazakhstan, and the active involvement of the local resources, adequately trained, proved to be fundamental ingredients for ensuring a winning contribution to the Kashagan project. The joint venture between Saipem and ERC made it possible to construct a new base, manage a great deal of equipment, and in general solve all those problems that are a common occurrence in a project of this size and complexity. Saipem and ERC can consider themselves fully satisfied with the results obtained to date, and their collaboration has proved to be effective and profitable from all points of view.